off the bat to recap. Last week, right on this program, you heard Mad Dog Vachon ask promoter Wally Carbo not to suspend Chris Markoff, not to suspend Boris Zhukov, because the Mad Dog said he has a punishment to fit the crime that they committed. All we have been able to find out is that he says his partner will shock the entire world of professional wrestling. Now, Mad Dog Vachon, if you will, Mad Dog, never have I heard more talk around the city, people wondering, who is your partner going to be? What do you have up your sleeve?
Well, first of all, let me tell Zhukov and Markoff that Ricky Martel, contrary to what you may believe, is not out of the sport of wrestling. Might be something wrong with his eye, but he's getting better, and he's gonna come back with a vengeance. But now, like I said before, with all the years I've been in wrestling, I made a lot of friends, but mostly enemies, and I couldn't care less, because it's a dog-eat-dog world. But I want to remind the people of Canada that we should be proud and happy that we live in a country where the air is free. Zhukov and Markoff, you come from a communist country where you will stop at nothing to destroy your enemies. Well, neither will I. I'm a dog-eat-dog man in professional wrestling, and I have a man that I never did like in wrestling. Matter of fact, it took me a lot of conniving to get him, because this man has never stopped at nothing to achieve his goal. He's a crooked, he's a liar, he's a cheat. But you know something, Ken Resnick, he's the exact man that I need, and no good rat, and no good for nothing low-down scum. But after it's all over, it can go his way and I'll go my way. And that man is Nick Bockwinkel.
Nick, you're
right.
Teaming up with Nick Bockwinkel?
That's right, whether he likes it or not, whether you like it or not. But that's the kind of a man I need. Somebody that's a weasel, a liar, and a cheat. Because the Russians, you're not gonna get away with murder this time. We may do that, just that.
You're right, Mad Dog Vachon. Everything you said about me is correct. And I do it well. I do it very well. And you do your job very well. And the thought of you and I together as a team I find very intriguing. I am forced to respect you as you have been forced to respect me. Both of us are world's champions. Both of us know what it's like to be down there into the pit of hell. Both of us have survived all sorts of things. But in this one time where you and I will team together, we do seem to have something in common. We have no love for the Russians. You representing Canada, me, the United States. So when it comes time to get down and dirty, really nasty, look at your own name, Mad Dog Vachon. I know what I can depend on getting out of you, and you've already stated what you can get out of me. It's hell for the Russians.
Gentlemen, without a doubt, the most unusual interview I have ever conducted, the reason being, this Thursday night, Winnipeg Arena, Chris Markoff, Boris Zhukov against Nick Bockwinkel and his partner, Mad Dog Vachon.
That's right. I'm a raving maniac, and I might have reasons to be, because those two Russians, they gonna pay the price for throwing salt and powder in Ricky Martel's eyes. I had it up to here. You're gonna find out that the reason I lowered myself to get the worst scum in wrestling. That's right, Nick Bockwinkel, as far as I'm concerned, is a no-good, low-down critter that should be 6 feet under the ground. But for one reason, because when he attack, like I said before, that Russian airline and kill all these innocent people, those no-good Russians, they gonna pay right here in Winnipeg. And I guarantee you, I don't like you, Nick Bockwinkel, but Zhukov and Markoff, they must pay. So you better come out, and I know you will, fighting like a dog. And there'll be red flowing in the streets of Winnipeg. This I promise you.
Wrestling fans, you heard it. Mad Dog Vachon this Thursday night, Winnipeg Arena. Think about it, teaming with Nick Bockwinkel against Boris Zhukov and Chris Markoff. Whatever you do, don't you dare miss it.
You saw some sort of a creature that looks like it comes from a hole in the ground, from under some slimy rock. And that's what I'm teamed up with. Now, I stand up here and I act very sophisticated because I am. But I know how to get down, and I know how to get dirty, and I know how to get nasty. And there's nobody in the world that can do it as well as you, Mad Dog. And this time, you and I have a common cause. Something that we hate a little more than maybe each other. And that's in the Russians, in Zhukov and Markoff. And you and I know how to cheat. We know how to be dirty. We know how to be nasty. And it's going to be our pleasure, won't it, to be teamed up to do this thing.
Hi, wrestling fans. You just saw him in action, the former America's champion, Larry Zbyszko. And this one time, I'm very anxious to talk to Larry Zbyszko. Now, Larry, Nick Bockwinkel and I, during your match, I asked Nick Bockwinkel, it was a little bit elusive. And I know last time you refused any comment whatsoever, that there's been a little bit of concern on your part over the fact that suddenly your partner, Nick Bockwinkel, teamed up with Mad Dog Vachon. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Look, let me tell you something. Certainly I'm concerned when I see a man like Nick Bockwinkel do something I find confusing. Nick Bockwinkel is always a classy, intelligent man. Mad Dog Vachon is a complete basket case. So, yes, certainly I'm concerned. What do you think? I'm some kind of an idiot out here? You think I'm from Canada? You think I don't worry about things? This is professionalism, Resnick.
All right, your thoughts on when Nick Bockwinkel first came out, the crowd gave him a tremendous ovation.
Look it, you're interviewing me. You want to talk about Nick Bockwinkel? You talk to Nick Bockwinkel.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's beyond me. This is the first time Larry Zbyszko ever refused a chance, an opportunity to talk. I don't know. He's not coming back.